Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron. Today I wanted to discuss with you 10 things that are no longer rumored, but things we actually know about the newest DJI drone, the DJI Mini 2. The original Mavic Mini was a big success with DJI, so it's no surprise that they're coming out with a Mini 2. The original DJI Mavic Mini launched in October of 2019, so it clearly appears that DJI is doing an annual release of this very popular drone. So let's jump right into it. Here's what we know based on two recent videos posted on YouTube just earlier today. Now, if you haven't seen these videos, it would appear a YouTuber walked into Best Buy and was accidentally sold the DJI Mini 2 before its actual release date. So here's what we know based on this Best Buy slip up. And based on everything I'm seeing in these two videos, it does appear to be a legitimate video. I don't see anything in this video or these two videos that would make me think that they're doctored or faked in some way. There's just too much detail in them. So again, I'm gonna leave a link below to this YouTuber's channel. After all, I've got to give him credit for uploading these videos and sharing the information with us. So do me a favor and check out his videos as well. Okay, so here's what we know. Number one, the DJI Mini 2 is expected to be released by mid-November. However, based on the fact that the retail store Best Buy already have them in-house, I'm thinking we may actually see this drone on the shelves in the next few days. So let's keep our fingers crossed on that. Number two, pricing has also been leaked on a lot of different sites, which is very common. We've seen this happen on other DJI product releases. So I feel pretty confident that we'll see the pricing starting at $449 US for the base model, approximately $50 more than the current or the original Mavic Mini, which currently lists on the DJI store for $399 US. Again, this is the base model, not the Fly More combo. We'll also see the Mini 2 Fly More combo priced at $100 more than its predecessor, meaning the Fly More combo will be priced around $599 US, whereas the original Mavic Mini combo is currently priced at $499. Number three, as I already stated, the actual name will not be the Mavic Mini 2, but it'll be called the DJI Mini 2, or just, probably most people will call it the Mini 2. We've already seen the packaging, so we know that this is the final name of DJI's newest product release. Number four, the body and the style looks to be exactly the same as the original Mavic Mini, but I don't have the exact specs on the dimensions. I'm basing this just on what I'm seeing in the videos to date. However, it does appear that the Mini 2 is a little thicker in the body than the original Mavic Mini, and that looks perhaps because of the battery itself. We also know that the quad itself will weigh 242 grams, including the battery, propellers, and the micro SD card. The actual packaging says, quote, less than 249 grams, which again allows customers to retain the hassle-free status of not having to register the drone with your particular aviation authority, which is the FCC if you live here in the US. Number five, it appears you'll be getting 4K as well as 2.7K videos with this quad, as well as the same 12 megapixel file sizes. It has the same 1 2/3 CMOS sensor with a 3-axis gimbal, and will shoot 4K at 24, 25, and 30 frames per second. And in 2.7K, you'll have the options of 24, 25, and 30 frame per second options as well. Now, the field of view and the aperture is still the f2.8. And it's exactly the same as the original Mavic Mini. Number six, you'll get 31 minutes of flight time, 1 minute more than is quoted for the original Mavic Mini. Number seven, the battery will load from the back of the quad, just like its predecessor, just like the original Mavic Mini. The micro SD slot and the charging port are located in the back of the quad as well. The micro SD card is sold separately, so keep that in mind if you are purchasing this particular quad. Number eight, appears the newer Mini 2 will handle wind a little bit better than its predecessor. The packaging lists 8.5 meters per second to 10.5 meters per second, which is approximately 19 to 23.5 mile per hour winds. Again, slightly better than the original Mavic Mini. Number nine, you'll get your two modes on the controller, your cinematic mode and your sports mode. So I think that's something that we're all used to. And number 10, there is no active track, but you do get panorama mode, quick shots, and a feature called one-tap videos. And I would expect some firmware updates down the road. DJI always has firmware updates after the initial release of any new hardware, so don't be surprised if features that aren't there during the initial release show up later with future firmware updates. Happens very frequently with DJI products. If you're new to DJI, just something to be aware of. And as a bonus, I'll give you number 11. The controller is going to be like the Mavic Air 2. It's the larger controller which allows you to mount your phone on the top of the controller instead of the bottom of the controller like the older models. And the best feature, actually, so this will be number 12, that I saved for last, is you're getting Ocusync 2.0 with this new quad. Of all the features that they put into this drone, I think that Ocusync 2.0 is by far my favorite. Ocusync 2.0 is going to give you a very stable connection between you and your drone. And if you've never flown a drone with Ocusync 2.0, you're going to absolutely love this feature. It's absolutely one of my favorites, and I'm so glad to see they included it in this release. Something else I also wanted to mention, just a quick clarification on the range and the distance to expect from this quad. Range will always vary depending on the country which you live. Since I live in the US, DJI's products are regulated by the FCC. If you live in European countries, you're going to be governed by the CE or European standard. Other countries will be regulated by other agencies like the SRRC, so just keep that in mind. The labeling and the range specs for a quad sold to me in the US will be different than the labeling that you may see on a quad sold in your particular country. For example, I'm seeing 10 kilometers for the Ocusync 2.0 HD video transmission on the DJI Mini 2, which is approximately 6.2 miles or 10,000 meters. In the European countries, you're probably going to be seeing something less than that. So I just want to put that out there. Different authorities, whether US-based or European-based, are going to regulate the airspace differently, and the ranges and distances and the specs that you may see from country to country will and most likely are going to be different. So just keep that in mind as well. And I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future video notifications. So until next time, be safe, happy flying, and remember, in 2020, we still got this.